Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is 3.4.
What's going on, world? How are you? Welcome back to Channel 3.4. This is another episode of Music Felt by me, also kind of a Dave Speaks. This is a commentary video watching You Can't Cancel Eminem, 5 Epic Fails. It seems like this kind of takes you through the history of different attempts of Eminem being canceled. So listed here, I noticed here it says 5th attempt, 4th attempt. So we're going to give this thing a look and see what the story is here. Looks like there's a lot of stuff from back in the day on my quick scroll. We'll let the video tell you that. But before we get into this, don't forget we are on the road to 100,000 subscribers. I know it seems like forever away. I got a long way to go. I made a goal and a pact to myself that by December 31st, 2025, so the end of next year, I would have made myself either eligible or receive the 100,000 subscriber plaque. So I need each and every single one of you. So you, if you haven't subscribed yet, please come join the journey. Be a part of something great. We're building this channel. We're active. We're grinding it out here. We're on the road to 100,000 subscribers, and I need every single one of you to come join me. Of course, if you want to be part of the community, you can join the Discord. If you want to support the channel, you can by becoming a YouTube member. You get free requests while I'm live, which is every Tuesday evening. You can become a Patreon member. You get a guaranteed reaction video posted on the channel. So head on over to those links, all the links down in the description. Follow me on socials too. You know, you got the TikTok, Twitter or X, whatever, Instagram. You can follow me over there. I'm not very active, but sometimes I post stuff over there. And Twitter or X I use more for like opinions or just thoughts that kind of get floated out there. And then also follow me on Twitch. I don't have a schedule yet, but I am playing games over there. I might do some live reactions over there too, just because their system's a little bit more user-friendly, I guess. So check out the links down in the description. Of course, we have merchandise and everything too. So, but like I said, if supporting the channel in that way is not something you're interested in doing, just give this video a like. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought about the video. What do you want to see me react to or give my commentary on next? And make sure you hit that subscribe button so then that way we can get to that plaque. I am holding myself accountable to this, but I do need your help. So come join the journey. Let's get right into this. You can't cancel Eminem.
There are many groups that Eminem is quite despicable toward.
Lyrics from Eminem are from an album which is currently at number 3 on the...
Sorry. Shout out to Shady Lessons who put this together. It's like an Eminem information page.
Is quite despicable toward.
Lyrics from Eminem are from an album which is currently at number 3 on the Billboard chart.
Eminem album about the Eminem album.
There's nothing funnier than seeing Gen Z stumble upon an Eminem song and trying to cancel and boycott him. Nothing funnier than seeing Gen Z
Meg the Stallone's fan. Jesus, okay.
stumble upon.
So this was done after the Houdini video or song dropped, I guess.
An Eminem song and trying to cancel and boycott him on social media. Gen Z stumble upon an Eminem song and trying to cancel and...
Yeah. This is definitely after. I didn't check the release date of this, but why do rappers always have the audacity to just make a situation as a bar when it's got nothing to do with them, unprovoked and unnecessary? It's so random and disgusting. Do you think he ate or something? Yeah.
Boycott him on social media. What they don't realize is that canceling Eminem is impossible. Do you know why? Because in the early 2000s, he already faced some of the most intense cancellation campaigns in history. He was banned from stores, TV shows, and even became a topic of discussion in the US Senate. Do you really think you can cancel him from your cave behind a screen and a keyboard? So today, we'll take a look back at the 5 most serious cancellation attempts that Eminem faced in the early 2000s.
What's funny about this guy's right. Like, he has been dragged in far worse examples than through a hashtag on Twitter or whatever, right? Like, I'm sure we're going to see, there's a lot of very extreme examples of ways that organizations or governments or whatever tried to shut him down or make it not possible for him to perform or, sell albums or whatever. Way more intense legal methods were used than people tweeting about it or whatever. But what it also shows, the other side of that coin is that everyone goes, this generation is so soft, this generation is so soft, look at, they're upset about everything, This happened 20 fucking years ago too, you know what I mean? So it's like, man, you know, give the kids a break a little bit. They're not doing anything worse than what people my age or generation did. So
by the start of the new millennium, Eminem had already risen to fame with his first album, the Slim Shady LP, and he was already surrounded by controversy due to songs like 97 Bonnie and Clyde and Guilty Conscience. However, it was the Marshall Mathers LP that truly offended certain groups, and by the end of 2000, attempts to cancel Eminem began. The first protests against Eminem that garnered media attention occurred on September 7, 2000, during the MTV VMA 2000 ceremony. Before the event, an activist group for gays and lesbians organized a protest against Eminem outside the Radio City Music Hall, where the ceremony was scheduled to take place. This group directly aimed to prevent Eminem from appearing at the gala.
Eminem has got to go, hey, hey, ho, ho. Eminem has got to go, hey, hey, ho, ho.
This AI Eminem photo here is wild. It's wild.
Eminem has got to go. 2, 4, 6, 8. MTV promotes hate. 2, 4, 6, 8. MTV promotes hate.
We are here because Eminem's current lyrics on his Marshall Mathers LP really strongly suggest that young listening audience should go out and express their emotions through violence. Violence often aimed at the gay and lesbian community.
However, Eminem...
That's what I mean. Like, a lot of people say, like, oh, today's day and age, look at what they're doing for the LGBTQ plus community. They're bending over for them. Everyone is pandering to them, whatever. That's not necessarily new. I mean, maybe some companies are leaning into it a little bit more. I'm not necessarily denying that, but it's not like the LGBTQ plus community hasn't been outspoken about things in the past. This is a tale as old as time when it comes to this stuff here. When you're talking about Eminem's career, this is early in his career.
Eminem ended up being the big winner of the night, delivering an iconic performance and winning 3 awards. But my friends...
And I say that to say that if something... I believe in people's right to protest. So if something is bothering you or something's harming you or dangerous or there's, really, really toxic rhetoric out there and you want to fight for something, I think people have the right to protest. I do. So I believe in that right. So whether it be 24 years ago, yesterday, whatever, you don't get to cherry pick the Constitution. So.
This was just the beginning. The real juicy stuff came later. A year earlier, in 1999, after the Columbine massacre, the then President Bill Clinton, yes, the one who received a surprise saxophone solo in the Oval Office, the one who spent his time bombing half the world, gave a speech where, among other things, he talked about the...
Hold on, I feel like I kind of went on a little tangent there. Kind of missed the point. So they were protesting. Right?
Violence often aimed at the gay and lesbian community.
However, Eminem ended up being the big winner of the night, delivering an iconic performance and winning...
Which is crazy that this was outside, like right where they were protesting just hours before.
3 awards. But my friends, this was just the beginning. The real juicy stuff came later. A year earlier, in 1999, after the Columbine massacre, the then President Bill Clinton, yes, the one who received a surprise saxophone solo in the Oval Office, the one who spent his time bombing half the world, gave a speech where, among other things, he talked about the influence of video games, movies, and music from certain artists on children.
And we do know we have to do more to recognize the early warning signs that are sent before children act violently.
All eyes turned to Marilyn Manson, and to a lesser extent, Eminem.
Represents in some ways the rap music, what I do with rock.
He was catching a lot of heat at the time, so I figured I would maybe take some off him and bring it on me.
Things escalated further on September 13, 2000, when a group of politicians, activists, religious figures, concerned parents, and other crappy collectives held a session in the Senate to discuss marketing violence targeted at children. And as you can imagine, one of the main points of discussion was the biggest star of the time, Eminem.
Now in the room, we have some easels that show some examples of this music. Now, this stuff is not for the faint-hearted, but the music industry has decided it's for children.
If you can't see on the video, I don't know if it's big enough or not. It's lyrics to "Kill You" by Eminem.
Right. Nor these obscure songs. The lyrics from Eminem are from an album which is currently at number 3 on the Billboard chart after spending 2 months this summer at number 1. He received 3 awards from MTV last week.
Meanwhile, this adorable old lady you see here was the one who put the most emphasis on Eminem. Her name is Lynn Cheney, and you might recognize her from songs like White America or Without Me. These were some of the words the Granny uttered about Eminem in the Senate.
I have lately been very disturbed by the lyrics of the rap singer Eminem. They could not be more despicable. They could not be more hateful in their attitudes toward women in particular. There are many groups that Eminem is quite despicable toward, but he is a violent misogynist. It is despicable. It is awful.
Put yourself through the torture of listening to this?
I actually listened to it, and I will give Eminem this credit.
He said, you put yourself through the torture of listening to this?
Through the torture of listening to this?
I actually listened to it, and I will give Eminem this credit. You can understand every word he says. Many rock singers and rappers you can't understand. This is absolutely clear. I decided that since...
It's true. It's true. I've heard that about him a lot, that he has a way with articulation that just... something about the way he's mixed or whatever, like he every word comes through. And for people upset about what he has to say, that's probably rough around the edges.
Many
for
rock
sure.
singers and rappers you can't understand. This is absolutely clear. I decided that since the lyrics were so hateful to women, what I would do is write the 2 women members of the board of Seagram. Seagram owns Interscope. Interscope distributes and produces Eminem's records. Eminem received 3 awards from the entertainment industry last week, including Best Male Performer at the MTV Awards. Can you imagine that the entire industry honors this man whose work is so hateful?
Just a few months after this intervention, this grandma became the second lady of America, as she was the wife of Vice President Dick Cheney.
Artistic expression and freedom of speech only can go so far before you have Miss Cheney knocking at your fucking door.
That's I just don't think like there's not a lot of musicians that are sitting through Senate hearings about their music. Like, it's just...
After all of this,
I mean, not that
M
he
was
I'm sorry, not that he was sitting there through, but that, you know, artist music is the talking point of Senate hearings and stuff. That's crazy.
probably thinking that things couldn't get any worse. But he was wrong. In October of that same year, the Anger Management Tour was created, a tour that took Eminem, Papa Roach, Limp Bizkit, and more artists to cities across North America and Europe.
Isn't this the tour where everything went wrong with Limp Bizkit, right? Where he did the girls, right?
On the 26th and 27th of that same month, the tour visited the Canadian cities of Toronto and Montreal. And you know what? More problems arose. Earlier in the month, Canadian activist Valerie Smith filed a complaint against Eminem with the Hate Crimes Police Department, stating that his lyrics were considered hate speech under Canadian law. The matter ended up in the hands of the Attorney General, and if they concluded that the complainant was right, Eminem would end up in jail if he performed the concert. A few days later, Attorney General Jim Flaherty stated that Eminem should be banned from entering Canada due to his violent lyrics against women, and that they were considering ways to prevent his entry. He even called immigration to prevent Eminem from crossing the border. Meanwhile, the opposition party, being even more cheeky, said that they should let him perform so he could break the law, and then they could jail him.
It's time for the Attorney General.
Imagine that saying, actually, no, wait. Let him perform. Let him in. And then we'll get him. Like, that's crazy.
To investigate and, if necessary, prevent Eminem's concert. Well, these lyrics suggest that violence against women is cool.
Basically, they were saying that if he performed Kill You, he'd be headed straight for jail.
Got a censorship issue about Eminem, so I ain't worried about him doing I'll Kill You. I told him, yeah, do it twice tonight.
Finally, they couldn't prevent Eminem from entering the country, although it was a close call. The first concert was on the night of the 26th, and Eminem arrived just a few hours before. You're probably wondering, what songs did Marshall sing? Well, I'm Back, Kill You, Under the Influence, and Sit on You, all in a row. And as if that wasn't...
So they said, if you perform Kill You, we'll have you arrested.
You're probably wondering, what songs did Marshall sing? Well, I'm Back, Kill You, Under the Influence, and Sit on You, all in a row. And as if that wasn't enough, he dedicated some beautiful words to Valerie.
Toronto, how many people here tonight are sick of motherfuckers talking shit about me? I'm so fucking sick of every critic and every motherfucking journalist talking shit about my music. They told me that if I perform Kill You tonight, that they was gonna lock me up. Guess what? I already performed it. I dedicate this next motherfucking song to that bitch Valerie Smith.
Damn.
As we reach the end of the...
Damn. I mean, what a frustrating scenario, right? Like, you can't perform your music. It's not illegal. Your music's not illegal. To make music and whatever is not illegal. But they're trying to make it illegal. That's crazy. Like, they literally, like, put in complaints. He was going to be arrested if he performed it. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. As I mean, as someone tweets right now, like, no, what's her name? Azalea Banks. Do you think Azalea Banks' tweets mean anything compared to these experiences? You know what I mean? To him, for him, I guess. That's crazy.
The year 2000, M took stock.
Wow.
Well, if you wanted to change anything from the year 2000, what would you change?
I changed something from the year 2000. I don't think I changed a thing. I think everything fell into place right as it should. The good and the bad, you know. Maybe some things in my personal life I would have changed, you know, my little legal problems back home, which I can't really discuss, but maybe that. But other than that, everything else fell right into place. Everybody who I thought I was going to piss off with this album, I pissed off. Everything everything went according to plan, I guess you could say.
But what happened in 2001? Well, it came just like 2000 had gone. In February, Eminem had to continue with the tour, this time across Europe, and the United Kingdom was the final stop, and the one that gave him the most trouble. To start with, the police were being finicky and told him he could bring his chainsaw on stage, but couldn't turn it on, and if he did, he'd go to jail.
If, for example, in Manchester and London, they're saying that if you come on stage with your chainsaw going and the power's on, they're going to stop you. I mean, what do you think about that?
Oh my God. You know what? They should be so happy that I'm here to give them something to do.
You have a chainsaw, the chainsaw's going, or you take ecstasy, or you drink, or you say the F word, or stick up your middle finger, or move the crowd, or do any type of show at all, then we will arrest you. Because we are tough London cops. Tough Manchester cops.
And to continue, the press spent 24 hours a day creating more controversy.
Tomorrow night, 20,000 Eminem fans will rush up these rain-soaked Manchester steps to see the controversial US rapper take to the stage. But what role has he been cast in? Hero or villain?
Meanwhile,
that's like the $1 million question, right? It was like, is he a hero or a villain? And, you know, I mean, don't get me wrong. He said some awful, horrendous stuff. Some horrible stuff. Very, very offensive. But the flip side of that was artistic expression. What does it mean? And I'm not saying that people should be able to hide behind artistic expression and just speak vitriol and venom and hate speech or whatever. But it gets messy when you start to impede on that line and start to push that line further, you know, closing in on the artist. I think that does make it tough. So That was an interesting boundary that was being pushed and tested, and the front line of that battle was a very intense one.
Has he been cast in? Hero or villain?
Meanwhile, the gay protesters, or whatever this thing was, kept doing their thing. And if that wasn't enough, M had the brilliant idea of...
Oh, wait, what? Oh, so they're doing a protest. Everyone knows Eminem's lyrics are oppressive to women, homophobic, and they actually make fun of rape victims. Lyrics such as "fuck that," "take drugs," "let's make fun of gay men who wear makeup." Manchester is proud of its diversity, women, gay and straight. Why should we give this bigot a warm welcome? Looks like News LGB have organized a national picket, direct action, the concert. Okay, so there's like a protest being formed and the information about
kept doing their thing. And if that wasn't enough, M had the brilliant idea of completely disregarding... Meanwhile, the gay protesters, or whatever this thing was, kept doing their...
Now, see, like, that's unnecessary. Like, why do you need to insult the I don't know. Shady lessons, like, shady... Come on.
Thing. And if that wasn't enough, M had the brilliant idea of completely disregarding everything and performing a skit he always did before singing Purple Pills. That's when the cops grabbed him by the balls, and they spent hours reviewing the recordings trying to catch him.
Just when you see the light at the end of the tunnel, the tour is coming to an end, it's not, and now we're going to jail.
As a precaution, if you like, we've taken possession of that, and we're studying the video to see if there are any offences that may have been committed.
Take drugs.
Well, tonight we can't perform any songs because we can't talk about drugs. So, have a nice night. We're sorry. There'll be no ticket refunds. Tear the stadium up, and it's not my problem.
Jesus Christ.
And as an
I mean, a wild thing to, like, encourage, I guess. But, yeah, tough. I mean, what do you want us to do? We got arrested. And we can't perform tonight. So, hey, it is what it is. You know what I mean? It's not like we couldn't make it. It's not that we got sick and had to cancel.
Big final point. After all of this, the Grammy Awards came around, and I suppose many of you already know what happened. With the awards just around the corner, the gay and lesbian activist group organized another protest outside the Staples Center.
We're here to say, for all the social justice organizations...
Ridiculous. This is ridiculous. He's got National Organization for Women, Random How. Like, that's fucking wild.
That try to make the world a safe place, that this is not art, this is hate speech.
They even paid to put this ad on TV during the ceremony.
The next time you use words like these, think about what they really mean.
That's when Eminem decided to strike back once and for all.
I do have a little surprise in store at the Grammys that is one of the main reasons that I'm going.
He enlisted one of the most important gay artists in history, Elton John, and ended his performance by hugging Elton and flipping everyone else off. At this gala, M took home 3 Grammys, and we could see the tension he was under before giving his first speech. The next day, all the newspapers and TV news shows had a slot to talk about the issue. I think you know how all these attempts to cancel Eminem ended, right? Well, if you don't, I'll tell you. 2 decades have passed, and Eminem is no longer just a star. He's a legend. Don't forget to check out my other videos for more content like this.
Pretty well done video getting the information together. I should have expected a little less, I guess. Like, it's like an Eminem fan page, so for him to, like, throw darts at, like, the innocent people that were just in photographs or part of the documenting process, like, for there to be insults there seemed a little, like, unnecessary, I guess, but I get the attempted humor there. But pretty good, though. I mean, a lot of information, and yeah, I mean, to the point that we were making earlier, it's like, it's, you know, I think Eminem has been through it, and the opinions of people on Twitter seem to bother him actually more than some of these actions, but I don't think it's enough to stop him. by any means. But also, next time you want to clown some young kid on TikTok or X or whatever for being upset about something, just remember these moments happened 20 plus years ago. So it's not, nothing new. I think that's going to do it for me. Everyone be safe, be real. Don't forget to pursue your own happiness. And shit, I'll catch y'all on the next one.
Thank you to Patreon and YouTube members Afrado, Joseph Green, Jeremy Visser, Clay Hopkins,